we're going to try a little something different. Most of these videos I talk about artists. Very few of them. In fact, it's seldom. In fact, it's mainly just within track reviews and maybe within the actual reviews themselves that I talk about songs all that much. So let's actually make an entire video that's dedicated to just the songs. In fact, let's make it a top 10 list. If you guys end up liking this, this is something that'll happen regularly. Every single time one of these comes out. And that's going to include whether they do specials with country music or whatever the fuck else. So, with now 50, we've had 50 editions of the Now That's What I Call Music series. Whoopee. That's great. Wonderful. What's happened ever since Now's come out? The denigration of pop music and a lot of music in general? Some could suggest that. But let's just stick with the most recent edition. Basically, you could call it the Silver Anniversary. And let's find out what the top 10 worst songs of Now 50 are. And let's start it off with number 10. Number 10 is DJ Snake and Little John's Turn Down for What? Now, confession time. It's about to get candid up in this bitch. I actually kind of dig this song. I don't have that much of a problem with it, principally because it's not an overpowering, overburdening beat. It's not something that's really crazy in the negative fashion. This is not something that really is all of that difficult to listen to. In fact, it's a very easy song to listen to, and plus, it's hard to hate Little John. It really is. If you hate Little John, there's probably something wrong with the wiring in your brain. The man just has to say, "What?" And it's awesome. Of course, that was more of a Dave Chappelle thing that's propelled that, but that's not why we're here. I think a lot of people find this song annoying, and I think a lot of people find this to be a bad song because it's overly simplistic. It kind of showcases that you don't necessarily need a lot of lyricism in your work in order for it to be a hit. And, of course, many of these people also hate going to clubs, so there's a twofold duality there. For the rest of us, we're going to sit down and enjoy it, but let's move on to number 9. Number 9 is The Best Day of My Life from the band American Authors. I admit whenever I first saw the American Authors album in my store, I wondered who the hell they were, and I decided to sample some things off of it and realized that I just don't give a shit. I really don't. This song is actually proof of that. From the very introduction of this track, I don't know what the fuck they're plucking on, but it's annoying. It's already really just entering into my brain and keeping me in a place that I don't want to be. It's almost like I've entered into a Hellraiser movie that's all audio-based, and this is one of my hells, because it truthfully is. Yeah, this is one of those songs that remind me a lot of Hot Chele Ray, who had a song a couple of years ago that mentions lyrics such as, woke up with a strange tattoo, don't know where I got it, not a dollar in my pocket, but it kind of looks like you mixed with Zach Galifianakis. Oh, clever, witty, oh my god, that's amazing! This is kind of like that, only they don't make Zach Galifianakis references, which probably for some people deteriorates the song a bit. And it's also not nearly as catchy or snappy or anything like that. This is a track that's literally one step above One Direction, based around the fact that they're more of a pop rock oriented band instead of just being straight Brit-pop garbage. Hopefully the other tracks on the album are better for those who purchased it. If not, and I'm kind of leaning toward the if not, I'm so sorry for the loss of your $10 or however much their album is this week. Let's move on to number 8, She Keeps Me Warm by Mary Lambert. I know, a lot of you are looking at me like, are you serious? After all the things that you champion, after all the things that you talk so positively about, you're going to pick on this song? This song is great. This song is fantastic for the rights of... Hold everything. This has zero to do with championing for rights. This has zero to do with the message of the song, what the song has really come to represent. This is a very simplified idea, to be perfectly honest with you. A couple of nows ago, in fact, I think it may have been in 48 or 49, Same Love by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis was included, I do believe. And if I am wrong, then I am wrong. But I do know that it has been included in a mix. And if it's not one of those two, it's the 2014 Grammy Awards. So, Mary Lambert had the backing track on Same Love. Mary Lambert was featured on Same Love. Mary Lambert and Macklemore and Ryan Lewis are tight. This song, quite frankly, feels very out of place here because it feels as though it's there based around the successes that Same Love by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis has. This song isn't irritating. This song is not terrible. In fact, the song has a very basic and direct message. Musically, it doesn't go too many places, but it's also well constructed. It's just one that feels out of place. It's a pick that honestly is annoying because I'm looking at the people who put together Now, and I'm thinking to myself, you did this just to try to cash in on the whole Macklemore and Ryan Lewis thing, since they don't have a new single for this edition. You're basically just looking to keep that motor running. Mary Lambert by herself has an album out, and it's one that I recommend. She's got a great voice, and she has a lot of passion behind it. The songwriting is still in its infancy. This is something where she definitely has to improve herself a little bit more, but as age comes, that should hopefully happen. Let's move on. Naughty Boy and Sam Smith, La La La, in at number 7. I have to actually praise Sam Smith's voice on this, because it's actually not that bad. Sam Smith just released an EP, or a debut LP, and it has been doing well. Probably based around his appearance in this song. But that la na 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 na, I get it. It's a part of the song. I get it. Lyrically speaking, it makes perfect sense. In fact, to be perfectly honest, if I were to offer suggestions how to change this track, I don't think I'd really be able to do it, because it illustrates the point that the lyrics are actually leading up to. This is annoying because of the people that find it annoying, but also the fact that the la 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 la, whatever it is, the na 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 na, that is annoying. It really just irritates the crap out of you. I understand, you're basically illustrating through song the whole la 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 idea. I get it. It's Yoko Ono, only you don't want to hear something. But at the same time, that's something that in a song does not work nearly as well, especially whenever it is repeated over and over and over again. You can illustrate a point without beating it into the skull of a listener. You beat it into the skull of the listener, so thus it's on the list. Number 6, Young Girls by Bruno Mars. Does Bruno Mars have to have a song on every single goddamn Now album that we're now digging literally the bottom of the barrel? Young Girls feels like such a weak effort by comparison to songs such as Locked Out of Heaven and When I Was Your Man. Those tracks actually had a lot of substance behind it, and, you know, even to a lesser degree Gorilla, but Gorilla by itself just seemed really, really weak as well. And that was something that was praised as a single, and I didn't really understand why. But Young Girls just feels like a really lazified effort, one that definitely is on the bottom end of the unorthodox jukebox barrel by comparison to some of the other killer tracks that have come off of this disc. For the most part, by and large, I do enjoy Bruno, but this song is just a total stinker. This is one that does not deserve to be on a Now or on any sort of compilation, and if it's actually gotten any sort of traction as a single, there's a brilliant metaphor for our culture musically, especially whenever it comes to pop culture. Number 5, The Man by Aloe Blacc. Speaking of terrible, terrible ideas. This track has a very basic concept behind it. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. And it's a gentleman who's basically talking about how he has really come to terms with himself and really become very happy with himself, but at the same time has recognized where he's been, recognized where he's come from, and now he's basically saying, I'm the man, I'm the person who is in charge of my life, I have control, I have power, this is for me to decide, this is for me to either succeed or fuck up with. And great message once again, I have to say. It's one that's constructed a little bit loose-based, and nobody's going to take it for what the message actually truly fucking is, principally because I'm one of the only fucktards in the world that actually sits here and thinks about this shit for, you know, more than 2 seconds. Everyone's just going to walk down the street and say, hey man, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man, and I'm going to be like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Made him sound like fucking James Hetfield. Maybe James Hetfield walks down the street and goes, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Oh, fuck. Oh, let's move on to number 4, Katy Perry's Dark Horse. This was almost number 1. This probably should be number 1, but it's not number 1, it's number 4. Whenever your song has something in the beginning, literally within 1 second that goes, oh no, you know that your song, your album, your career are collectively fucked. That's a warning sign. That is a warning sign for everybody who listens to a Now record or is forced to against their will. They know that Katy Perry and something fucked is coming, because that's exactly what happens. This track is awful. This track is raped with just... It's a song that Katy wrote that she has no business writing. She has no purpose writing. All the lyrics don't point to what the subject matter is, as Katy Perry being someone who's subjectified to it. Katy Perry's not a dark horse. Katy Perry is somebody that, if you were a man and you just saw her walking down the street, didn't know she was Katy Perry, didn't have an opinion to the left, to the right, to the center about her, all the things that you would be looking at is, She's got a pretty nice face. Whoa, look at those boobs! And you'd want to fuck her. She's not a dark horse. She can basically have whatever she wants, whomever she wants. She has the choice. It's at her leisure. So this song is redonkulous. Juicy J's rhyme doesn't help matters. It really doesn't. It doesn't add anything to it. It doesn't subtract anything to it. He tries to fashion in some, creative metaphor, but it just falls flat at this stage of the game. Katy Perry right now knows, and I believe this. I believe that she knows that she could literally write whatever she was feeling whenever she was taking a dump on a piece of toilet paper, record it, and it would go to #1. That right now is the role that Katy Perry is on, and honestly, whenever you consider some of the other tracks, that's atrocious. #3, #selfie by the Chainsmokers. I did a whole little track review on this. We know it's a big joke, but my God. The track is just that irritating, too. It's supposed to be a joke. It's supposed to be funny, but they really have been able to illustrate the irritation factor just to the best of levels. Some people love this. Other people want it to die. I want it to die. #2, Adore You by Miley Cyrus. I've been relatively nice to Miley over the days of my career. That changes with Adore You. This is literally a song that starts off with a minute of her just going, of vocalization. Yes, I did it poorly on purpose because that's what it sounds like to me. It just sounds like Miley's moaning and groaning for a minute and a half before she finally gets into the track, which really doesn't have much in the way of lyricism that goes anywhere. The beat is kind of lazily written. It's supposed to be kind of a chilled back, You're supposed to be a little high, I'm guessing, whenever you listen to this. Either that or just embracing somebody like, hey, honey, I adore you. And then she goes on in the bridge and basically takes it to that level of, you and me were meant to be in holy matrimony. Now, if I'm a dude in that relationship, and she's singing this to me, and then she says that, I'm like, whoa, 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 hold the fuck up, bitch. I don't fucking think so. I don't see a ring on my finger. If you're going to be talking about stuff like that, you're not getting the ring on your finger. You're putting the ring on my finger, Miley. You're making a lot more than I am. Your little record isn't selling as much as it used to be. So I'm not getting bonus money. Bitch. This song, it really doesn't have any sort of place on even the album. It just fucking sucks. Let's go to #1. #1, the top one, the most annoying track, the worst track on Now 50, Talk Dirty by Jason Derulo. Why is it that whenever a terrible song comes out, people latch onto it? I hated this song the first time I heard it, before it was even big. Now I have to hear it everywhere. I have to hear it in, fast food chains. I have to hear it in non-fast food chains. I have to hear it in malls. I have to hear it through people's iPods because they like to keep one of the headphones off. Either that or they play it so damn loud that everybody in a 5-mile radius can hear it, which means they're going to be deaf by tomorrow. The song is awful. The song is terrible. There's cultural influences here that are really not all of that negative, and I don't think they understand why this song is kind of offensive, because it sort of kind of is. I know, it's all a big joke. You're taking things way too seriously. Listen, this is the year 2014, and people are getting really, really bent out of shape over things much stupider than this. So I think I'm pretty much right on track here. If people are getting pissed off about Chinese food by Allison Gold, which, by the way, was genuinely pretty offensive, then I can make a damn good case for Talk Dirty. I just don't want to put forth the fucking effort. That's how much I hate this track. That's how much I don't want to hear someone else say, I really like the saxophone part in it. That repeats the same thing over and over again. Listen to some blues. Listen to something that actually does something with saxophone that's more than just one line of the same line of saxophone throughout the whole entire course of the song. Well, I don't understand. Kill yourself. Whoever made that line and ended that song, whoever you are, if you are out there, if you still breathe today, cease by tomorrow. That only perpetuates. It only perpetuates the stereotype. It doesn't help anything. This song should not be exiled to Main Street, as it has been, because literally if you walk down a Main Street, you're going to hear it at least once right now. This should be exiled to the fucking moon. Maybe to fucking Pluto. Apparently we hate Pluto. It's no longer a planet. I hate that song, so send it to Pluto. And there you have it. 10 terrible tracks off of Now 50. Like I said, if you enjoyed this, give this video a thumbs up. Share it to all of your friends, and of course subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments if you want this to happen again. I will torture myself. It's now. They're not that hard to, you know, find pieces of shit in. So, let me know. Cool.